Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new weekly close. Today it is the 21st of September. Officially, we're now going into autumn, and therefore we're getting closer and closer and closer to a probable new all-time high for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, but hopefully also for the CRO. Guys, don't forget to strap in. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new, please don't forget to also subscribe, because we're getting very close now to 10K subscribers. So that will really make my year. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Having said that, guys, let's take a quick peek at the... Oh no. There we go again. It's the green gremlin bug again. One sec, guys. Welcome, Sanja. And welcome, Wenpump. Wenpump? Yeah, well, soon. See, question here by random token. Bottom soon. Or will we have to wait on the undelegation? So we're going to talk about that in a sec. Ladies and gentlemen. I think, should we be... Are we back? Are we back? Ta-da! We're back! Back in action, boys. We're back. Welcome, guys. This is the typical Coin Baron stream. So I want to start with this chart here first, because this stream is called or titled the Cronos 2021 Fractal. And I would say we're back on track. So if anyone doesn't know, this was basically the copy of the previous cycle. And I would say this is a fractal because it's a bit like an Elliott wave, a bit. You see patterns occurring again and again and again, also on lower time frames. So I think this is a great example really of what can happen with the price. So what we see here is a repeat basically of 2021, and it started really strong, one-on-one copying the waves really, but then we had the news regarding Trump media, and I would say Trump media was a bit of a surprise, I think, to anyone. The whole treasury CRO strategy. It is still, I would say, quite amazing what's about to happen, guys. With potential $5 billion worth of credits to buy more CRO. So that's actually quite interesting. What you can see though is that when I'm back on track again with this fractal, so that might mean more pain, or that might mean more gain. So what you can see here on this fractal is that if we will follow this perfectly again, we might go down as low as about 17 cents. As low as 17 cents. What happened? Well, of course, guys, history only rhymes. Maybe we kind of front ran already this part here. So maybe we don't have to go down as much. Maybe soon we'll start this part of the fractal. That's the whole question, of course. We don't know. What we do know, though, is that we went down, give or take 40%. Ouch. Big ouch. 40%. That's painful. What happened here? Minus 36%. So I think there is a case to be made that you could say, well, Coin Baron, move it up. It's more like this. I don't know, guys. I don't know. If so, the bull times are about to come back very soon. It might be coming back very soon, guys. But of course, no financial advice. Let me know in the chat or in the comments how you feel about the current price of CRO. I do want to show you quickly the MACD. The MACD, even though the price is going down, so far, in general, the trend is still into the green again. Oh, it's going into the green once more. Today, though, red candle. One red candle on the MACD doesn't defy the overall trend to the upside. So let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Today it's a weekend, low liquidity. In general, if you open up the bubble maps, most things are going down. We see Bitcoin going down, we see Ethereum going down. Overall, the market is not really looking very strong, with some exceptions. I'm not going to talk about it in detail, but maybe you guys have seen the performance of Esther. Esther is a new DEX, mainly on the BNB chain, and also the BNB token itself is moving up quite spectacularly to almost $1,100 this weekend. So if you've been holding the Asset token or the BNB token, well played, well played. But I do think that similar plays will be coming soon to also the Cronos chain. So strap in, strap in. So again, 70 cents, guys. It might be the case here. We're getting very close now to 22 cents. Like I mentioned before, though, in a previous stream, I'm thinking about getting in deep on CRO at about 22 cents. But let's see. Hey, Andrew, welcome. I see Lake City Snow, strap in. The ETF will shoot it to about 40 cents and then consolidate into the bull season. But then we might be going over $1. That might be the case. That might be the case. Again, guys, I don't have any crystal ball, but there are some bullish catalysts still. And I want to quickly also show you the Crypto.com roadmap. The Crypto.com roadmap, because we have only 10 more days left in Q3. And what does it mean for the roadmap here? So here we got the Crypto.com roadmap, Q3. So we're going into Q4 here. So far, quite a few things have been delivered. For example, finally, yield on cash in the US. Up to 5%, so not too bad, honestly. But we're still waiting for the stock options. There might be a bit of a struggle now with still the SEC and Crypto.com. Don't know if it will come. We're also starting to wait on the FX and commodity trading on the Crypto.com app. So stock-wise, we still need to finish a few more things. But I think like fundamentally bullish, we're still mainly waiting here on the Crypto.com stablecoin. AI-powered trade tooling. Honestly, guys, I do not really care about this, but still cool. And Cronos 1. True integration, AI integration with Cronos. That would be a killer announcement. A killer announcement. What else do we have? What else do we have? Also still waiting on that 1 cent for global transfers. And the Prime card. All these items here that are still gray, all these items that are still gray are due in about 10 more days. So maybe next week is going to be absolutely crazy with all kind of different bullish catalysts, but we don't know yet. The Cronos ETF has been submitted already, but as we talked about in a different video not that long ago, I do believe that the ETF could be coming any week now. So maybe Lake City over here is right, and we might see a very, very quick move back to 40 cents. Is 40 cents the true resistance line? Hard to say. Hard to say. As I mentioned earlier, guys, at these levels, there is just very little support and very little resistance. So that's also why we bleed and also why we pump so quickly. Historically, we haven't been trading much at these levels, so it makes total sense. It makes total sense that we pump and dump so quickly. Peter's saying, apart from BNB, the market have been pretty red today. Exactly. I think, yeah, Ethereum has a small minor red day today. It's still playing though. It's still playing. I do hope though, one thing for Cronos specifically, we have been creating this falling wedge pattern here for CRO, and at this exact minute, it is just below here, this line. You can see it here, right? Just below this line. And on Thursday, we're even talking about a breakout to the upside. So will it be just a quick wick to the downside? And will we recover to about 22 cents 30? Because in that case, guys, this downward wick here would be invalidated and we're still trading nicely within this range. Typically, I would say there's a 70% odds for a breakout to the upside in a falling wedge. So that is my hopium here for today. The hopium is that we have a falling wedge and also that we are back on track with this fractal here. Haven, make Cronos great again. Anyone else feel they are losing patience the closer we get to Q4? It's been so long holding, and we're nearly there. That's the thing, Jay. That's the thing, right? I mean, that final stretch, that feels like forever. And the thing is, we got a little bit of taste of how it feels like, how true bull market feels like almost a month ago now at this point. Almost, yeah, about 4 weeks now. Because this was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But I would like to remind you all that still like the catalysts are truly crazy. Again, let me reiterate here. Let me reiterate. We had a rate cut on Tuesday. Just last Tuesday. We had a new Coinbase listing for perpetuals. And we also have that ETF incoming. So it's honestly crazy. Hey Brecht. Welcome, welcome. What's happening, guys? Strap in. Strap in. No exchange. That's pretty much what I think it will do. What do you think it will do? Let's quickly talk about this though. So Random Token is asking a good question. So bottom found at 22 cents, or will we see undelegations the next coming days cause another dip? So I do see this narrative a lot. I do see this narrative a lot recently. So what some people are talking about, for example, on Twitter is this here. This is a smart stake. This tracks all the statistics really of the Cronos POS chain, including also, for example, the percentage staked, so amount of CRO staked for the cards or for the earn program. And what you see is that here we started with a big undelegation candle. So what this means, guys, on the 9th of September, about $400 million worth of CRO started the unstaking process. So some people might say, well, wait a minute. Are they going to dump? Are they going to dump all those $400 million on the market? And I don't think so, because this, guys, this crazy amount of CRO that's going to be undelegated doesn't seem to be like actual users, more like crypto.com moving funds. And I think we can better show it to you here. No, it's hard to see. Yeah, you can see it a bit better here. So out of nowhere, we got 400 million CRO to be unstaked. Typically, we see about, between, I would say, 2 and 40. So this would say, what I would say is really an anomaly. And also, if you really look at the wallets that are unstaking, we're talking mainly about 8 to 9 wallets that are starting the unstaking process. So the question here by Random Token, will this be having a big effect on the CRO price? Will all those 400 million CRO tokens be dumped on the market? I think it's very unlikely. Also guys, let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let's say you did unstake, right? Let's say you did unstake all your CRO. And that's fine, right? I think liquid CRO now is the best way you can hodl your CRO. Would you sell your CRO now at about 22 cents? Would you sell your CRO now? Let me make that a poll. Let me make that a poll. I think not. I think it would make total nonsense. It would make no sense. That's the English word. Welcome, guys. Don't forget to strap in, hit the like button. And let me quickly ask the question. Would you guys sell your CRO at this moment? Guys, welcome again. Would you sell your CRO now? If available. Poll us live, guys. Let me know in the poll or the chat. Would you sell your CRO now if available? At about 22 cents. If CRO was trading at, $2.22, I think it would be a different question, of course. But so far, I do believe the majority is saying no. Like 91% is saying no so far. We've got 23 votes in. So, yeah, I don't think it makes sense. I think this is kind of a bit of FUD here. People are talking about this in the wrong context. But again, I don't blame you for bringing this up. I think this is a good question. Tomislav, welcome. Good evening. Good to see you, sir. Teddy as well. Mitella, hello, hello. Mitella, where are you from? Not really an English-looking name, not really German. Italian? I don't know. Always know you can't trust Coinbearer and tech stuff. You can trust me with phones. I'm like, I don't know if many more people have this. Like, if people have issues with like their printer, with like their phone, or with like their laptop, they come to me first. Yeah, typically though, I'm okay with somewhat broken tech. Camera in pieces, I don't mind. As long as it works, right? As long as it works. One more news story, by the way. Let me go back to the charts. And I think it's really interesting. It's really interesting. Hey, good to see you, John. Welcome, welcome. Crow Nation. Snake Eyes as well. I also see Andrew. What are your thoughts on the market cycle top in Q4? I think we'll top out in Q4. Most likely. And okay, before we move to the news, this is my base case here, Mr. Andrew. We are now nearing the end of the cycle. According to the chart here, let's go to the weekly chart. We've been seeing typical cycle events. A halving, a start for Bitcoin, and a start also for the Crow bull run. So altcoins. And I do believe that typically, if we follow a typical cycle, we have about 3, maybe 6 more weeks left. It's not much. Not much. So yeah, we are, I think, peaking in Q4. But I don't know if it will be December or October. That's the good question here. Welcome, guys. Let's go to the news quickly. Let's go to the news quickly because this was interesting. This was interesting. So we had here this comment by crypto.com, just a typical joke. Good news, crypto never sleeps. Bad news, crypto never sleeps. And then we got ZachXBT, and he's somewhat known for sleuthing. He goes on the blockchain, tries to find out stuff. Now he comes with this here. And bad news, your team, and he's talking about crypto.com here, covered up a breach that impacted the personnel information of your users. He's talking about some privacy leaks here, according to the hacker group, according to Bloomberg here. And apparently, due to social engineering, some people got some data about people at customers at crypto.com. This apparently has been confirmed by crypto.com spokesperson, but it should be a very small number of individuals, and also it should have been fixed by now. This is all the way back in 2023. So maybe there's been a data leak. But I think ZachXBT, guys, he is always fighting crypto.com a bit too much, if you ask me. Your team covered up. I don't know. They are mentioning here, well, guys, it's confirmed by a crypto.com spokesperson. And what I mentioned, I think, below... wait, covered up? I think this argument, makes sense. Define covered up. If a spokesperson confirmed it. If the victims have been informed or compensated, nothing has really gone wrong here. And I also think it's this way in the Netherlands. So if you have a data leak in the Netherlands, you are forced by law to report it to the privacy organization here in the Netherlands. If though no customers in the Netherlands have been breached, you're not forced to, tell all the customers, yeah, there has been a data breach, for example, in the US, or for example, in Africa, or wherever in the world. So it really depends, guys, on the exact customer base and also on the exact data breaches. So a lot of questions I have left. We have a few things here, but again, guys, typically, I would say this news article, ZachXBT is not the most well-known source here regarding crypto.com. You can also see here, crypto.com has had a massive incident they covered up in the past. They never made public. I'm just not allowed to leak details right now. I find these arguments so bad. Like, hey, something happened in the past, but I can't talk about what exactly. It brings back the memories of FTX FUD in 2022. But yeah. Typically though, guys, ZachXBT has been a decent source of information, but let's continue. I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. But I want to talk about it because I do think your privacy, your data is absolutely important. And if Crypto.com is not handling this well, there should be some consequences. But so far, no indication of anything like that. So far, guys, the news. So far, the news. I want to talk about the chart again in a second. Cronos might be heading below 22 cents. Ouch. Ouch. Question about a random token. You mean Crow's first meme coin that brought eyes back on the Cronos chain? What are we talking about, JP? JP is saying also, doubt it will go down further because we have all the ETFs coming. ETFs will bring additional demand. But let's see. Not all ETFs have been true successes. For example, recent XRP ETF wasn't the biggest success ever. And especially because, guys, when we get this ETF launch for Cronos, probably there will be several ETFs going live. So, you know, the institutional pie is only limited. So it's going to be big, I believe. But because I think institution, that's kind of the narrative of this cycle. But also, that's not, you know, does not say that Crow will go to $10 once the ETF goes live. I think 40 cents, though. If somebody mentioned 40 cents, that might be a good target. Like, a bit of hype and speculation is enough to bring CRO back to the previous levels. I'm not convinced we will repeat the 2021 Fractal. My thoughts are that this time we'll see different price action. Let's see though. I kind of, you know, believe in repeating cycles because human psychology is often the same. And often also, we do know that Crypto.com likes to use news to pump the price. For anyone that doesn't remember anymore, at about this price here, at about this level, we got the Coinbase listing, the spot Coinbase listing. I think here we got the Cronos chain launch, and here we got the Crypto.com arena. So maybe again we will see very similar catalyst. I've been talking about a Robinhood listing, or Robinhood, I don't know. Fat fire sale this week is what I'm hearing. Financial independence, retire early. I do believe that crypto can be a great instrument to talk about financial independence and also retiring early. It's really funny though, because if I talk with somebody that does try to live the FI way, they typically only include financial instruments like stocks or obligations. And I think crypto is, it should be part of your portfolio. And even if you don't believe in crypto, 5%. What would be the consequence of maybe 5% being a bit more risky in your overall portfolio? And then maybe only include Bitcoin even if you want to. Strapped in, sir. JP. Bullish catalyst is the AMA. Oh, yeah. True that, guys. True that. So, AMA. I've been talking about the AMA with Sir Mirko, head of Cronos Chain. And I can tell you that the AMA is now confirmed. And I can tell you that we finally have set a date as well. Wait for tomorrow's video. Wait for tomorrow's video. Strap in, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Tomorrow's video, we're going to talk about that exact AMA. Because, yeah, true up. Something is cooking. Something is cooking indeed. Will the Prime card impact price? We got this news release, JC, about the Level Up program. And if I'm honest, I do not think that the Level Up program itself did impact the price much. And also the cards, the credit cards. Like the news itself didn't really have any big effect on the price. So I don't think so. I don't think that Prime Card will be a massive surge in CRO price. But, well, it's all smaller parts to a bigger puzzle. All smaller parts of a bigger puzzle. And sometimes you have to connect multiple pieces to see it. Also, the puzzle connecting, right? I mean, I think if you take a look at the overall card program, it's bullish. And also, if you take a look at the overall card program, including the marketing, for example, at the Crypto.com Arena and at the Champions League and at the Formula 1, that's even bigger. But well, that's my fundamental analysis here. Hi, Coin Baron. Welcome, Solid Snake. Crow's going down. I hope next month altcoin season will be strong enough to give us at least $1 to $2 per crow. That will be also my hope this season. Solid Snake, welcome. Welcome, welcome. What I hate to see though is that the Bitcoin dominance on the monthly, it's somewhat stuck. We need a catalyst really on Bitcoin dominance to bring us further down. And clearly it isn't BNB, and clearly it isn't Esther. We need something way, way bigger to make us go down below this crucial level here, because so far it remains about this level here. This remains our resistance line. Because also you can see right also here, issues, also here, issue. It keeps getting stuck at about this level here. It keeps getting stuck here. So first altcoin season, then maybe $1 to $2 crow. We might see a cup pattern on which chart specifically. Make crow with knife great again. It's been 4 years, guys. We can wait a few more days, right? We can wait a few more days. Just to go back also on the overall price action, I would say, guys, be happy it happened instead of being sad that we're going down. Because with this move to the upside, the overall crypto market is again aware of what CRO is. It did help. It did bring more attention, more YouTubers, more everything, right? Crow has waken up. It's the truth. JP is asking about the crypto summit in South Korea. Yes, we have the Korean blockchain week. I think it should go live tomorrow until Sunday. By the way, we will have Cronos, the Cronos team attending the meetup there. And also Merkel will be speaking during the Korean blockchain week event. So we might be talking about that next week in the video as well. So stay tuned for that one. Peter's talking about the potential break to the downside. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, sometimes, guys, it can break to the downside. Even though it is a bullish pattern, sometimes we can see a break to the downside. It happens. That's why I say 70% chance of a break to the upside and also a 30% chance of a break to the downside. Do you think that March 2026 is looking likely for Crow all-time high? I think March is a bit late. I don't believe that much anymore in lengthening cycles flying B. So personally, I'm seeing an all-time high within the next 2 months. Give or take. Maybe 3, maybe 3, maybe 4. But I think 5, 6, 7, that might be a stretch. One pump though saying maybe Thanksgiving. Okay, when is Thanksgiving? Guys, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving worldwide. What can somebody please educate me? What again are we celebrating on Thanksgiving? Please, somebody help me. Somebody with US roots. When pump is dumping. So guys, we opened a poll. Let me check here. Would you sell your crow if now available as the poll? 84% would not sell as CRO if now available. 16% though would say, yes, I would sell. If we got the 16% here, I wanna, for example, when pump, why would you sell exactly now? You've been waiting for 4 years. Why would you sell now? I'm honestly curious. What's your thesis here? What's your thesis here? Let me know, guys. Welcome. Oh yeah, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also consolidating again. I hate it. I want to see more steady moves. Again, I'm overall still bullish, guys, though, because if you take a look at the weekly close today, we can see that we're still above the megaphone chart pattern so far. And we try to also retest several times. Oh no. One sec, guys. Camera's broken again. You can see though that basically it's perfect. A perfect retest so far for Bitcoin. So maybe if we see also the stock market with continued strength, Bitcoin can make bigger moves. Bitcoin can make bigger moves here. The retest is here. Let me zoom in a bit more. Retest here, another one over here as well. And also, we've been trading above this level for at least a few candles now at this point. The last time, we've been trading for 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 candles so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. 10 days above 115. Basically, since that rate cut, no, even before the rate cut already. With the rate cut anticipation, we have been trading very, very well above these levels here. So Bitcoin, I would say, is not looking all too bad. Not looking all too bad. One thing, though, that is painful is that we still have a few resistance lines where we are now. Oh, no exchange is saying we might be getting ready for a big impulse wave to the upside again. Who knows? Flying B is saying, well, the 12-month CRO earn is looking good for those who did it. I think so too, sir. I think so too. 20%, honestly, looking back, genius move if you did so. Looking back. Wasn't that supposed to be AI burns happening? Hey, welcome Alibaba. I think no AI burns, but I think they want to use the CRO token as part of a bigger AI flying wheel thing. So you can actually pay CRO to run AI agents. That is, I think, one of the ideas of the Cronos chain. One of the utilities of CRO going forward. But I haven't really heard about any AI burns. If you have any more sources though, or any more explanation, let me know. You have to keep in mind that people unstaking might just be unstaking to be prepared. I think so too, Zerka. I think so too. I would say always be prepared for whatever might be coming. Guys, welcome again. I'm a bit behind now on stream, so on the chat. What do you think Chris wants to say by if you know, you know? It is all about the ETF, Mr. QBA. It's all about the ETF. It's honestly crazy what's about to come there. Sanjay is saying the majority of the unstakers will sell at about $1 or more. Crypto Warfare is saying, I undelegated in December and I'm still holding. Exactly. I think Crypto Warfare is prepared to sell if he wants to, right? And I think many people want to sell at some point. And I think that's fair, right? You want to lock in those profits. And there's nothing wrong with locking in those profits, guys. Even now, if you want to sell, hey, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. If lots of people were unstaking CRO from a POS chain, then the reward rate would go up, but it's been static or at about 6.8% for weeks. I do think though, once you start the unbonding process, it should in theory also help. However, Pete, as some people are unstaking, there's also a massive amount of people restaking. I think we can show that somewhere here. Yeah, it's hard to see because we had this. So after the mint of 70 billion new tokens, the percentage dropped quite dramatically here. But I think you can see it a bit better. So there are some unlocks, but overall it's pretty much stagnant. The amount of CRO staked is still at about 12%. So that 400 million undelegation, it's a drop in a bucket. Drop in a bucket. Really interesting data, by the way, though, guys. So if you want to learn more, for example, about events, for example, validators getting jailed, or proposals here regarding also the vote distribution, it's pretty interesting. It's really interesting. So check it out. It's called smartstake.io. Darren Kipling with HODL. Just amazing what can happen in another year. Bjorn is still buying. Karl is saying, even if I had the max of that card, I would probably not. So also not selling for Karl here. Hey, Night Gaming, good to see you, sir. Lake City has about half staked on a credit card. And I will sell the other half for profit. If it goes lower, I will even buy more. Okay. There we go. We might be going lower, guys. So I would say Lake City, start preparing. Just in case, right? No guarantees here. I'm also preparing to buy more. Moto Life is welcome, Coin Baron, or welcome, Moto. Any short-term price predictions? So again, no financial advice, but we have to watch this, Moto. If we see continued breakout here, we might be going down. That's the truth. The low of the lows would be about 17 cents. I don't think we can go any lower than that. That would be absolutely crazy if you ask me. In general though, guys, again, I need to reiterate that I'm mainly more bullish than bearish because we still have the Fractal. The Fractal looking long-term bullish. We do have also Ethereum still ready to break out. We have the total free of cryptocurrency still looking for that breakout. We have Bitcoin above the microphone here, above the megaphone. It's good. Looking overall quite good. And I'm not trying to sell and buy and sell and buy within the same month. I try to strategically plan my buys every few years. I really hate that no customer funds were accessed comments on breaches. The mere loss of privacy is already bad enough and opens customers up to another form of fraud. Yeah, I do believe, I think so too, Pete. That's also why I think that if you have honestly lost your data, I think Crypto.com should compensate, and they might have done that, right? They might have done that. Motor Life is only 35 likes, guys. Hit that like button, please. Strap in. Mr. ZK is saying about $2. It might be $2. Scott Thomas, where's your price predictions? It's on the channel, sir. On the channel. CRO will go down to 7 cents. I don't think so, Chelsea. What's your reasoning for going down to 7 cents? If I bring up the Crypto.com, if I bring up the rainbow chart, it wouldn't go as low. It wouldn't go as low. if I take a look here at the rainbow chart, like the lowest we should go according to the rainbow chart, it's about 11 cents. 11 to 12, maybe 15. I think some people mentioned 15 as also the new low because of Trump buying in. I think that would make sense. At about 15 cents. Yeah, that would actually make perfect sense. So typically I expect a low to be reached at about here, near 2027, like October, November, December of 2026. Or maybe the beginning of 2027. So up and up and up first, and then we have quite brutal bear market later. This is the overall take for me personally. And maybe not this high, maybe more like this, or like this, or like this. I don't know. But this is the overall setup. And typically the rainbow chart has been right for a few years by now. I do believe the rainbow chart is onto something. What about the CRO burns coming up? Any updates on what those will look like? This is a question I will ask during the AMA. So, hey Jesus, stay tuned. I will be asking this during the AMA. AMA date will be announced very soon, so stay tuned for that one. Hi, why is the likes keep dropping? The likes? I don't know. Guys, hit the like button. Stop the likes from dropping, please. Hey, once CRO goes to 1, will it go back to 2? I do believe so. I do believe so. That's my my main take here. I think, guys, that CRO isn't as mature yet as Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has a history of dropping down. How much? You can see here, from the top to the bottom, 77%. 77%. And I do believe that CRO will once again also witness something like that. It all depends, though, on what will happen with the Trump Treasury Company. One of the things that might help CRO as a token is that they might be buying as it drops lower. So if we go down, they start buying. We go down, they start buying. We go down, they start buying. Maybe they will set like a floor. Because that's sometimes what bigger corporations do. Until though the treasury runs out. At some point, the treasury runs out. But I don't think it will be happening this soon. Price drops because of the liquidation today. Any big liquidations at these levels? I missed it, OG. I missed it. Good, thanks for the reminder. Mark's opening longs here. Some cheeky plays with some leverage. What's the platform you use, Marcus? What do you use? Like Moonlander, Asta, Crypto.com Exchange, Coinbase? What do you use? we celebrate Thanksgiving because of turkeys. Thanksgiving is the end of the cycle. It's family time. So Thanksgiving, guys, I got a question about Thanksgiving. Will we see the cycle end before Thanksgiving? I think it's pretty late in the cycle, Thanksgiving. So it might be the perfect top. Nobody able to sell because they are at the table with the family. Yeah, I think we'll top before. Personal feel though. I don't know, guys. It's so annoying. My whole camera keeps closing here. Angel Diaz, hey bro, what do you think about the Lion NFT for this year? I don't know. I don't know about the overall NFT market. So the Lion itself is holding on to value very, very, very good. I would say it was minted at about $300 and still at about 1,500. So if CRO goes to $1, I do believe it will go back to at least 3,000 again, because it's somewhat correlated. People will take profit and will buy more Lions, and therefore the Lion price might go up. However, we need the overall NFT market to keep climbing again. Otherwise, well, no true NFT lion season anymore. That's my overall take here. Oh, this is so ugly. We're back. Okay, guys. I don't know. We have some tech issues today. So I'm thinking about buying some new parts for my PC, or maybe even a completely new PC, because I want you guys to have the best experience possible. However, if I have to buy a new PC now, I can't buy more CRO. That's really a devil's dilemma. Would you buy more CRO or would you buy the new PC? Preferably, I would like to wait until CRO is high so I can take profit, and then with the profit buy a new PC. But that's the eternal struggle, of course. That's the internal struggle. Okay, so Thanksgiving was actually on the 27th. Marcus sold at 25 cents, so I have money I can use to leverage trade on CRO. Whoa, good amount, Marcus. Take care though, dude. Sometimes leverage trading is a very painful market. You learn very quickly. Take care. Johnny Sevenfold feeling bullish for the longer term on Cronos. Any updates on the Q4 burns? Yes, so soon we will have an AMA with Mirko. Zerka saying, you have to keep in mind that people unstake just to be prepared for October. I don't think they would risk selling now and missing out when we're so close to a blast off. I think so too. People learn from the previous cycle, now they're getting prepared. They don't want to be exit liquidity. Makes sense. I put my life savings into CRO. What about me living off DeFi for the rest of my life? Sounds like a true degen dream. Oh, guys, I'm so... Also, we've been talking about this not enough, I believe. We might have talked about this last stream as well, but the DXY... It's getting ready for that final shakeout here. It's kind of like what we've seen here. Back in 2020. One small period, or maybe more like this here. We had quite a long period where we did not do much. You can see we haven't stuck at about this range for a long time. Not too much moves here. I think it's quite comparable here, these two. And after some time, and I think we might be getting close now. It might be getting close to a similar move here to that final leg down. Also for the dollar index. I'm curious how the dollar will do, because I think in the longer term, we will be cutting more and more rates. 3 more rate cuts are expected, or 2 more rate cuts are expected this year. Talking 2025. So if we get more rate cuts, the typical investor response is sell dollars, because dollars won't give you as much interest as previously. So I don't know, it might be something like this. Might we stop the DXY somewhere about 90? I think this would be a good place to take some profit on the dollar. Personally, I use euros. We have to use euros here in the Netherlands. So I kind of hope that we will see a reversal again, because we mainly trade in dollars here. But first, we need to see further continuation to the downside to help Bitcoin and other assets to actually gain more ground. 24-hour trading volume has drastically dropped over the past week. It's true, Devin. In general, people are losing interest. It's hard to see CRO dropping, right? With seemingly no end to this. As well. You can see right here that we have... I would say if this is going to play out, if we are going to rebound here, that's the big question, right? If we're going to rebound here in this pattern, and this pattern is at this point almost 1 month old. So if you rebound again, we go back to here. We don't have much time left. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 candles. So I would say next week we will get decision time either to the up or to the downside. So once that is going to happen, I do feel we will see more and more volume coming back to the market, because decision time is typically volume time as well. Is there any anonymous card to spend stablecoins in the EU? Not that I know of. Unstaking would lower the price. Unstaking would potentially cause sell pressure, and more sell pressure could lower the price. But I don't, again, typically I would say unstaking and selling are two completely unrelated things. Also, if you take a look at the overall poll so far, so we asked the question after the results really for CRO, would you sell now at this exact moment if available? So you have unstaked your CRO, would you sell? At this point, 90%, 125 votes, 19% would say yes, I would sell my CRO. 81% would say no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Coin Baron, do you think we'll ever go to 15 cents again, even after the bull run? I think that's potentially possible. What we talked about here. This, if we go down after the bull market again, this is at about the 15 cent range. And I do believe we will trade here for a long time again. I think going forward, guys, this is basically the future of CRO. We go up, we go down, we go up again, we go down. And hopefully also we will go up again, and maybe in the future also we can keep our gains for a longer term. Joseph saying potentially a 17.5 cent bottom. If we break, if we break the fractal, would we be worried, sir? Well, the question of course is, what is really a break? Because here we had a break to the upside. Was I worried? No. It's about the overall trend. And the overall trend is still to the upside. Like again, I think you could better get like an average. Like a 50-day or 25-day or 100-day simple moving average. And you can see here, right, that the trend is to the upside. The trend is to the upside. Oh, one more thing, by the way, which is quite interesting. I think on the 4-hour today, we had a death cross. Doesn't say that much, but well, it's still an interesting fact. 50-day, 50 and the 200. Yeah, you can see that we had a death cross on the 4-hour. Let me remove a few more of these wiggles here. So what's the death cross? A death cross is really the infliction of the 50 here, the 50 SMA, and also the 200 SMA. So right here we have the death cross. I can't draw the death sign. you get it, right? This is the death sign here. The death cross. And this typically is sounds really bearish, right? But typically we get a death cross exactly at the low. Typically this is a bottoming indicator. Well, same as like a golden cross can be a top indicator as well. Where did we get the top though? Been a long time, guys. Been a long time since we had a golden cross. Well, for sure, you can see here that the golden cross, this is a golden cross. This is a bullish one, and we didn't, it seems we didn't even know. Golden cross here in July, and after that we only started moving up. Now we get a death cross. Interesting fact here on the 4-hour. Somebody pointed this out to me on the on X, so thank you. Don't know who you were, but thank you. Slawi is selling all his crew at about $8. So is that something you're planning to do this cycle? Slawi or just, you know, thinking forward? Giovanni would buy at 15 cents. 15 cents would be cheap. Would you say now is a good time to swap Bitcoin for CRO? Champagne, welcome, sir. I don't give any financial advice. Never I do that. Never. If you ask the question, would you change your Bitcoin to CRO at this point? Let me bring up the CRO chart. Bitcoin CRO. Or CRO Bitcoin it is. CRO Bitcoin, CRO BTC. So we just completed this W pattern as expected. That was pretty much a no-brainer when we saw the second touch here. So this is completed now. We're getting close to the beginning really to W, so maybe it's a good one. I don't know. I don't know if at this exact moment. So longer term, Champagne. I swapped already. I swapped my CRO to Bitcoin here, and then we went down. So yeah, now I'm in profit. Now my Bitcoin swap to CRO is good. We went lower. So do with this information as you would. So yeah, I think it's still a good time to personally swap CRO into Bitcoin, because I think we will go higher longer term. I think we'll go higher. Can go as high as like this here, or maybe even higher. These levels here for Bitcoin CRO. Longer term, like this cycle, I'm very bullish still on the CRO Bitcoin pair. QBA, maybe CRO will hold as good as BNB. I would say with the treasury company is definitely a potential for that. But Giovanni also might be right. Like 90% makes sense. Nice. Angel Diaz got $120 worth of CRO. Well done, sir. Jack Rutter, you have not done a price prediction on the channel. I have. It's only available for members though. So you have to be patient. It's members first. I don't do enough to thank the members, so I think it's fair to say, well, I thank you for supporting me doing this full time, because only, guys, thanks to the sponsors, so people like WolfSwap over there, and also the members make it possible for me to do this full time. So it's my thank you to them. It's coming though to the overall public, but doesn't matter if it comes this week or next week. I don't think so. We're still here, guys, for some more time. And if you're impatient, well, you can become a member. It's only $5 a month, so and you can only do it for 1 month if you want to. Or you wait. Again, guys, thank you so much to all the members in the chat today. It's honestly crazy. It's living a dream here that we can do this full time. Just trying to bring some news. Waiting for that ETF announcement to bring in more buyers. Will you be transparent when you finally sell the majority of your holdings? I will do that, witnessed. I will do that. Also because I think it's... let me be very honest with you guys here. At some point, it's going to be very boring to make videos about CRO, because I would I would get personally depressed if I would have to make another video. Like, well, let me say it this way here. Let me say it this way. How many of you did get depressed during this period? During this month, where we had a slow bleed of CRO? And I want to remind you guys, this has only been 1 month. This is only 1 month. What have I told you guys? That most likely there will be a period, not 1 month, not 12 months, not 24 months, or 36 months of pain. Maybe even more. This is going to be a very painful period. And especially this part here. This part here where we start dropping and dropping and dropping. Yeah, it's going to be painful. But before we get there, we first have the fun time, of course. But during this period, I won't be talking as much about, you know, CRO price predictions, because it makes no sense. Maybe for people that want to go short, but I don't really like to promote leverage too much, because it's a double-edged sword. Maybe take a little profit to buy a new camera. I don't know, Pete. That's the problem, right? I don't know if it's the camera or the software I use to... not the software. I use this thing called Elgato. I don't know if it's the USB thing. It can be so many different things. It can be the motherboard. It can be the USB port. It can be the camera. It can be the cable. I've tried a few things already. I've tried different USB ports. Not the issue. I've tried a different cable. Not the issue yet, but I haven't really come to the actual end course yet. It's trial and error, unfortunately. Bjorn is saying, CRO more important than PC. Would you sell in dollars or in buy and rebuy in euros, or would you sell directly to euros? I will sell in dollars, and I don't know after that. I don't know. Typically, though, you go from euros to Bitcoin. I think the best way Samurai is, for me personally at least, is you sell CRO to dollars to, I don't know, champagne. We have to celebrate, of course. So dollars from CRO to dollars to champagne, and also from dollars to Bitcoin, and then from Bitcoin to CRO, or from Bitcoin into Ethereum and then into CRO. Whatever you prefer. Whatever you prefer. I don't think many people want to get left holding the bag for 4 more years. I think so too. Death cross is a simple confirmation of downward trend. The lower the time frame, the less time needed to make a death cross. True that, sir. So we talked about the death cross, guys, just a few minutes ago. This is a death cross here. Doesn't occur that often. It's not something that occurs that often on a 4 hour, but it does happen from time to time. The previous death cross was here in June. But there's been some time since the death cross, so sometimes though it is the confirmation of a bottom. Not always though. Definitely not always. You can see here we had a death cross. You see the death cross appear here. The bottom was quite a few days later. So maybe, and this is possible, right? Like this is how many days more is this? Like this is the 11th. On the 11th we had the death cross. The low occurred on the 22nd of June. If we take again another look at the fractal. If you take another look at the fractal here. Would we be bottoming out about 11 days after this? Potentially on the 8th of October? Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes that is the case. So if you follow the fractal and if you follow a similar, well, death cross to bottom ratio, it can happen. Peter, CRO failed. Failed on what? Not making me money, because CRO is up massively since my lows. I've told you guys. I've been buying massively in the blue range, in the green range here. So I'm a massive profit. At this moment though, like really short term, guys, really short term, CRO might be having some issues. I want to close the week. Of course, guys, this is the weekly close, so we will mainly take a look at weekly close because macro time, they are very much relevant. I want to close the week at above 22.3 at least, so we can invalidate this breakout here. Well, let's see. There are often pumps which take price up to test the cross, and it will either fail or succeed, not every time though. So yeah, we're talking about the death cross here still. Yeah, and if you don't want to wait, we'll also have Superstar Cliff coming into the chat, occasionally gifting memberships. Then a person can access them without paying for it. True that, sir. True that. Nature's King, welcome, sir. Good to see you. I'm really surprised we are bleeding so much. Would think Chris would care about how this is perceived and have put in certain measures to encourage more pressure. This looks really bad. I don't know. I don't know if it is necessarily like that. Let me bring up the. I always like to bring up the XRP chart here, for example, because you can see here, right, that XRP has been bleeding for a long time. How many weeks is this? How many months? This has been a long bleed. 6 months. And only after 6 months, XRP started pumping once more. And I do believe that how is he called? Brett Garlinghouse. He cares about XRP, but he also sees the macro. And if the macro is still iffy, not like a true altcoin season yet, you might be saying like, well, let's wait. Let's postpone the good news train until we have some more sight onto some bullish actual catalysts. Sorry, Coinbaro, no memberships for me. Only buying more Crow. I like that approach. I think that's the only good excuse here. Only good excuse. Flying B is saying also the SEC case didn't help. No, sir, not all. I have to say that XRP, the XRP army, they were true champions for a true free crypto world. I mean, without them, there would have been no ETFs at all, I would say. It seems abysmal to me that Chris would let it go like this. I don't know. I don't think that Chris is has like magical hands. In the end, it's still the market. But I do believe he still wants to make Crow great again. And I do believe together we can succeed. But not only Chris. After the bull market, just buy and forget till the new bull market starts. That's the thing, right? I might be making a few videos in the bear market, guys. Like, hey, we're now probably approaching here near the bottom. We're in the green again, so I'm not going to make daily videos about, no, we're going into the red again. No, bad times. Like, not like now. After the bull run, we will take 2 to 4 weeks off. Yes, Bjorn. We'll drink until we pass out. No. Guys, health before wealth. You can see that Crow jumped from 5 to almost 80 cents within weeks. True that, sir. True that. It's crazy. And I think something similar is about to happen, guys. We talked about the 2021 Fractal. And I want to end the stream today with this, guys, because we're back on track again. We're mainly back on track with this Fractal. So does that mean we're getting into that final dip, maybe? But maybe also the final dip is already near to over. There's a few things to pay attention to. Nobody, of course, knows. We don't give any financial advice. It's I think, looking good overall. Daily, MACD is still trending up mainly. So, guys, I would say strap in. Maybe a few painful days below 22 cents, who knows. But still long-term bullish. Guys, welcome. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like button. Strap in, of course, for tomorrow's video. Tomorrow, more announcements about the AMA. The AMA with, of course, Mirko. So stay tuned for that one. What else? If you have any requests for a video, last Monday, we made a video on request by Israel, one of the members here. Well, one of the viewers like you. So if you would like to learn more about a specific topic or a deep dive on the Cronos chain, let me know. I can't do everything, but sometimes I'm willing to take up some requests. So ask me on the chat here or ask me on Discord. Link to Discord is also in the description down below of the stream. So don't forget to join that one. Tomorrow, new video. Tuesday, new video. Wednesday, new video. Thursday, new stream, the midweek update. Friday, new video. Saturday, new video. And Sunday, we'll see again how the week is going to close. Guys, have a good one. Enjoy. Let's see where the week brings us next week. Have a good one. Bye, bye, bye. We can do that maybe, Samurai.